Hello everybody, I'm Jessica and welcome back to Symphogear episode 9. I just only recorded episode 8, gonna make up for the 2 weeks I lost. So episode 8 is still very much alive in my mind, and quite a lot has happened in that episode, quite a lot of significance. In episode 8, first thing of note that happened is a massive power spike to our team, to our girls. Not only did they get the power of the Fool's Stone, now that shields them from the power of the Philosopher's Stone, so that they can use their Ignite mode unbothered by any other energies that might want to squash it, but also they learned the power of Unison. They learned it kind of bit off screen, which is not the greatest thing in retrospect, but no, there's no bots. They learned it off screen, so it's kind of not so great in retrospect. Uh, yeah, that's all there is to it. There's no bots. It's just not great that they did that. But what matters is that they did learn the power of Unison, and not just in their when working in their little subgroups, right? Kirika Shirabe, Maria Tsubasa, Hibiki Chris, but in any and all sorts of permutations between them, which is cool, which is great. It seems very significant. So again, kind of sucks that it was done off screen, but I guess time-saving measure. I don't know. They have only so many episodes to use, so I guess it makes sense that some of that stuff would be relegated off screen. We also get a fair bit of character growth for Chris and for that girl from Val Verde, whose name I forgot. And that change, that growth, was facilitated by Stefan being a reasonable human being. There really isn't much they needed. They just needed to talk to someone reasonable. Hey, I'm glad that it worked out. Uh, yeah, I'm glad it worked out. I wanted to add another bot, but no, there are no bots there. I'm just glad. Uh, yeah, Stefan, the person the most affected by Chris's choice to amputate his leg instead of leaving him to die. Who would have thought that he's gonna be grateful for that? Right? What a weird kid being grateful for ending up with a robotic leg instead of ending up dying, right? But hey, I'm glad that it helped Chris and that other girl and their relationship. That's probably the most important. And of course, another thing of significance that happened is that Cagliostro is fucking dead. Uh, at least as far as we're concerned, although I think the words of that whatchamacallit, autoscorer, whose name I forgot, Mia, Miyu, something like that. I don't remember. Her words, I think they are to be believed. That it is indeed that Cagliostro has perished. She turned into a star. Rest in peace. I heard many people don't like that autoscorer. I do enjoy her, actually, genuinely. Like, Adam and that autoscorer are horrible, horrible people, horrible, horrible beings, but I do enjoy their like demeanor and way of being. I don't know. There's something cool about them. Possibly also because Adam reminds me a lot of Faust from Alchemy Stars, and Faust is a cool character. Maybe that skews my image a little bit. But yeah, plenty of significance has happened, that's for sure. And of course, the preparations for the ritual to bring the power of God unto the earth and probably pour it into Adam, because who else is worthy of divinity if not him himself, right? Those preparations are well underway. Saint-Germain already has some weird brands uh, on her back, on her shoulder blades, and Cagliostro is dead, so she can't be used. But Prelati is still very much alive and kicking. Question is for how long. Is Saint-Germain actually gonna sacrifice her for the greater good, or is she gonna have at least some heart, at least some loyalty to her friends, and she's going to go against Adam? That's a big if. That's a big turning point, I guess. Big like split in the road, in a crossroads. Uh, Saint Germain's decision is gonna change a lot, like a lot. If she goes against Prelati and against herself, then it's gonna be kind of hard to redeem her. And if she goes against Prelati, if she actually sacrifices Prelati, uh, I would say that she's too far gone in her sunken cost fallacy, and that she's going to follow Adam, despite her not wanting to do so, to the end. And maybe she's going to redeem herself by sacrifice, helping our S.O.N.G girls, somehow sacrificing herself against Adam. I don't know. Or maybe she's gonna die in the process, and Adam is gonna be the only one left alive. That's also a possibility. If Saint Germain goes against Adam and tries to help Prelati somehow, chances are she can be redeemed like that. Chances are she can be maybe join S.O.N.G, the both of them. That's a possibility. Would kind of suck that they would join without Cagliostro, but hey, I'll take that over nothing. Or, of course, there's a third possibility where everybody dies, nobody redeems themselves, and villains are villains. Not everybody is redeemable, not everybody wants to redeem themselves. That's also something, that's also a theme we could go for, right? The previous season's theme when it comes to the villain was that talking doesn't always work, because talking didn't work with Carol. Carol, that was her name. Talking didn't work on Carol whatsoever. Perhaps this season's lesson is that not everybody is redeemable. That's a possibility. Although I've seen way too many things pointing towards Saint Germain being redeemable. I guess it all depends on how stubborn she is in her ways. Does she want to just, scratch it all off and join S.O.N.G and try another way, or is she gonna stick to her guns and go follow Adam to the end of the world? Yeah, I wonder where it's gonna go. We have quite a few episodes to see where it's going to go, so yeah, we're gonna learn about it sooner or later, maybe even in this episode, but to do that, we're gonna need to watch it, of course. So you're gonna need your subs, of course, to follow along, and I'm going to need my sound to hear what's going on, and I'm also gonna need your support. Monetary Patreon throne links in the description below, or non-monetary, share my content, spread the word. It's completely free and helps the channel a lot, especially now after the channel's probably been punished fairly severely by YouTube because of me not posting for a couple of weeks due to my illness. Yeah, I think that's it. So we can start watching episode 9. I'm just gonna double check that. Episode 9, indeed, of Symphogear AXZ in 3, 2, 1, go. What for? Yeah. Suppress the recoil? You mean the recoil of the Ignite module itself? So that they have more time they can spend in Ignite mode? Okay, is it a glimpse in the unison training they went through? I think that might be it. So my qualms about the training being done completely off screen might be rendered moot and void with this episode. Hmm. I wonder what this episode is gonna be. Part of me thinks it might be a lighter one, especially with how jam packed the previous episode was. But part of me also thinks that with Adam so close to achieving divinity, it would be a very like screeching hold to the story if we go for some creps and some training in this episode. You know what I mean? It would feel like we're doing some funny stuff and making uh, beef stroganoff. Meanwhile, Adam and Saint-Germain are just sitting by the shrine waiting for our characters to finish eating their crabs at flour. Or we're gonna start lighthearted, eating some crabs, doing some training, and then second half, oh no, the world is ending. That's a possibility, of course. Difference in power level? Oh, hello there. Okay. What the fuck are you doing here? Oh, I guess Kirika is going through some separate training with someone else. He closed his eyes. When a character has closed eyes, you know they're a badass. Genocide and genocide, huh? You need to aim in front of him, to where he's going to be, not to where he is. Oh, Shadow Clone? Shadow Clone. Or, well, a stump, a decoy. She has the raw power, but not the precision and direction. Hmm, interesting. Yep. One of the shrines has some wacky uh, ritual going on there. When he said directly from the source, I have expected Saint Germain to pop up on the screen. Enjoying some mochi? Were there subtitles on her little tiny screen? Opening another bag of chips. Hmm. Okay. Why is she so standoffish? Kirika has no problem entering unison with others, it's just Shirabe. I wonder why. I mean, part of it is for sure her demeanor. Kirika is much more outgoing and extroverted. Way to start a conversation, old man. That's what you got out of it, Chris, really. Haha, priestly joke about my granddaughter being dead. Real knee slapper, that one. Okay, so we're bringing constellations into play. Drummer's Gate to Heaven. Opening the gates to heaven. Achieving divinity. Okay. Yeah. I guess it lines up with what Adam is trying to achieve. I mean, yeah, makes sense. You can't focus when you're distracted. Okay, Prelati is fine. Yeah, Cagliostro is fucking the smartest of them all. Ah, yes, delicious milk. Year 1992. Perfect year for milk.  。  . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . 。 . 。 . . . . . . . . . keystones. Oh, the thing that, like, yeah, locks the ley line. Character growth episode for Shirabe. And that's the issue. That's the issue, your standoffishness. Confess, motherfucker. I'm familiar with the clapping. Bow, bow. Slide the hand. You forgot the slide. It's slide, clap, clap, slide. I wouldn't worry about Kirika, honestly. If there's one person who's gonna be through thick and thin with you, it's gonna be Kirika. They are for protection. If you have some walls built around you, it's not necessarily rejecting the outside world. It's protecting yourself from the outside world. Calm down there, Pinocchio. Hello, Prelati. Is it? Yeah, so he just wants the divine power. Okay, she can use it to fly. Oh, no, not fly. uh, she can use it like a Segway. What if she joins forces with them, though? He? I mean, sure, but saving the world. What the fuck is Shirabe doing? Okay, I guess, yeah, she is the fastest. Okay, and the two of them will be forced to work together. Gotcha, I see where it's going. I love how she uses the kendama as a mode of transportation. Or consider enlisting their help. Tsubasa, have you thought of referring to her by her name, maybe, instead of a surname? Get across the wall with the weights, and can you find me now? Smash it down. Princess Principal opening is still alive in my mind. I fucking love it. Yep. And yourself. Okay, build a wall, not share your issues to protect others from your problems, essentially. To not make your problems other people's problems. She really likes saying basically. Dine's life. Vehicular combat. So join forces, motherfucker! You have a common goal and a common enemy in Adam. Why are you fighting? Shulshagana can fly, so I guess that's also an out they have. Oh, that's a cool transformation of her blade. Racing duet of wind and moon. So, and she also has a chariot, sure. So don't bother fighting them. Explain. Say, hey, yo, I want to take down the big boss as well. And you have to, and you want to take down the big boss. Let's join forces and take down the big boss. I mean, and now both Cagliostro and Prelati are dead, and the only one left that can be sacrificed is Saint-Germain. Three birds. Yeah, you probably should have gone against Adam like a couple decades ago. That's a shame, though, that Prelati is also dead. Especially since she wanted to go against Adam. She wanted to go against his plans. But for some godforsaken reason, she decided to fight the Symphogear users instead of explain herself. I don't know, I see that as a waste, honestly. A huge, huge waste. In retrospect, why did Cagliostro go to fight Symphogear users? That's also a question, isn't it? Cagliostro knew that Adam wants to sacrifice one of them, even said so to Prelati, warned her against that. So why would they follow Adam's orders? Oh, after credits. Jinja Joko. It's a charm for good health. Does the name of the shrine have a double meaning? Shira. It said Shira. Shira? Shrine? Like Shira Be? Is that what it is? I don't know. I'm not sure. What I am sure of, though, is that it's time to watch it again. Shall we? Oh, I didn't full screen it ahead of time. Do forgive me. There we go. Yeah, to continue my thought that I had before the after credits scene, I don't know why Prelati and Cagliostro did what they did. Cagliostro went after the Symphogear users despite knowing that Adam wants to betray them. She went on to follow Adam's orders despite Adam not even giving those orders. She went after Symphogear users of her own volition to help Adam achieve his goals. But at that point, she already knew that Adam wants to betray them. So what gives? And then you have Prelati, who wants to go against Adam. And she knows that Symphogear users, the S.O.N.G, also wants to go against Adam. She even says, we share the same goal. She says so outright. Why would she not talk? Why would she not elaborate? I've no clue. Unless it's revealed that all three of them are, like, have some magic contract signed with Adam that compels them to do Adam's bidding. Prelati's and Cagliostro's actions make absolutely no sense to me. They honestly seem like suicide with extra steps. I don't know. Maybe you know something I don't. Maybe there's something I missed. I don't know. But really, what Prelati and Cagliostro did makes zero fucking sense. I don't often say that my idea is better than what is there in the series. It often isn't. But in this particular case, at least as far as I can tell, as far as I can see, I of course haven't seen the whole series, I don't know how it ends, I don't know what the repercussions are of Cagliostro and Prelati dying so early. But from what I've seen, it seems a much more logical and better idea to join forces. Not even just logical, because sometimes that's the issue, right? I expect people to act in a logical way, but they are driven by emotions. Humans are not inherently logical beings, right? Makes sense. But even from an illogical standpoint, the heat of a moment, right? Adam is my enemy. Those guys are the enemy of Adam. An enemy of my enemy is my friend. Hey, yo, Tsubasa, Shirabe, whatever the fuck your names were, let's join forces. Right? Am I the only one who it would make sense to? Or am I speaking out of my ass and it has no reason, no way of succeeding? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just uh, my feeling of, I don't know, wasted potential speaking. I don't like developed characters dying. I didn't like Carol dying. I didn't like uh, Ryoko dying. I didn't like Ver dying. I didn't like Nastasia dying, right? And I don't like Prelati and Cagliostro dying, and for seemingly no reason. That's the worst thing here. For no reason. They wanted to break away from Adam. They knew that Adam's gonna betray them, and yet they went to do Adam's bidding? I don't know. But yeah, let's continue. She says, sorry. Your gears were taken from maintenance because I underestimated the annihilation barrier's effect. I mean, you managed to fix them up in record time, so you have nothing to be sorry about. I don't know. I guess it's just Elf9 being her apologetic self. You aren't much bigger. By a head or so. I guess it's not that much. Shirabe can't enter Unison, but she goes through some character growth, thankfully. I wonder why it's only Shirabe, though. I mean, she built a wall around her to protect people around her. But why did she build the wall? I guess there's an explanation to why the wall is here, but not to why the wall came to be. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Kirika is training with someone else. And of course, fighting against Ogawa. Ain't that easy. Ogawa and Genjiro are the superhumans of this series, and I love how they use their superhuman abilities in a way that... Okay, what I love is how Genjiro and Ogawa are shown to, at times, be even more powerful than the Symphogear users themselves, but they never really use that power to, like, fight the big bad boss. I think Genjiro, like, brawled with Ryoko once and punched something in season 2. And that's about the extent of it. Ogawa saved Shirabe by running on water, but they never like entered direct combat with the big bad boss, which is cool. I like it. Oh no, Ogawa is fucking dead. Thankfully not. Kagebushi no Jutsu, he's fine. Shirabe was the sole participant unable to increase phonic gain. I guess that only means she's very, whatchamacallit, monogamous, right? Everybody here is into swinging, at least a little bit. Shirabe is purely monogamous. You can't fault her for that. Shrine Association. Yeah, we're going to visit some shrine to hear some details about something. It's still not entirely clear to me what the purpose of the visit at that shrine was, to be perfectly honest with you. Most shrines are built on ley lines. Yeah, we know that. A bit of a flashback. Tsukuyomi Shirabe. How they met. And I guess Shirabe just got imprinted on Kirika as her first and only friend. That's why she's having trouble making other friendships. That would be my guess. Rabbit Shrine. And Shirabe being the only standoffish person. Jinjojoku. I love jokes about, oh, my granddaughter died in a car crash. You remind me of her. She would have been your age if she was still alive. Haha, it's just a bit of a priest joke, just a Jinjojoku. Maybe he just has a skewed sense of humor. I don't know. She can be the same age as all of us. I mean, yeah, they are at different ages for sure. Mirrored version of Orion. Drummer's Gate to Heaven, which Adam says that he wants to open a gate to heaven, so he wants to use the Orion constellation to bring the god onto the earth, or to go to heavens himself and grab the divinity from gods that reside there, or something along those lines. Gonna eat some quiche. Who did that former fraudster think she was fooling, running off to take a dramatic final stand? Yeah, I don't know why she took that dramatic final stand. That's another thing. He wants to transmute us into the remaining life energy. He needs to power the central plinth. Doesn't sit right with me how ready Adam is to sacrifice his own. He has to be hiding something, yeah. Yeah. So why did you go unprompted to do his bidding? Again, I don't know what was Cagliostro's plan there. I've no fucking idea. If you know that Adam wants to go against you, how does getting rid of Symphogear users help you? It doesn't. It helps Adam. You're given a woman's body later in life in pursuit of biological perfection. Yeah, we are told in plain words how it is. Oh, I muted it. Basically, though, I think it's a hunch worth following up on. Basically. Enemies really trying to use the ley lines. I mean, they have been trying to use ley lines since Season 2, so makes sense. We lost a few keystones. Shirabe having a moment with the priest. Being extremely standoffish, to the point of being, like, aggressively standoffish, even. Why bottle up secrets in a shrine? Let's confess. I'm not good at dealing with people, I'm not good at social norms and stuff like that. Even if I try, it never turns out well. In my weakness, I put up walls that push those dear to me away. That's the effect of those walls, not their purpose, though, so you kind of get that mixed up. even my very best friend, or so I fear. Unlikely, but I guess it is a fear that you might have. Walls are not just for rejection, they are for protection. I want to be a real girl. I hope you will become a real girl. Honestly, I hope she does become a real girl. Good on her. Follow your dreams. I want to be human just like you. I want to have kids, a whole bunch of them. Prelati going against, to take a stand against Adam for some reason. Another thing that's not entirely clear to me. Why is she confronting him? Why is she trying to attack him? I don't know. You knew your lives were a part of your plan all along. Basically, that's news to me. The divine power my puppet dreamed of. Wouldn't it be a twist if Adam legit wanted divinity only because his autoscorer said, I want you to be a god. And that's his only reason. He doesn't really even want it for himself. That would be interesting. A little bit anticlimactic perhaps, but interesting for sure. And she runs away. I love this Kendama as a vehicle. Let the Symphogear hunt her down. She essentially exactly played into what Adam wanted. I don't know why. Shirabe and Tsubasa, of course, the only ones who can chase her. And that also puts them in a situation where they have to work with each other. Where are you going? What's your plan? I don't have time for you. You don't have to slow down. They can catch up with you so you can talk while driving. And later she said something like, I agree, or our goals are the same, something along those lines. And a moment of character growth for Shirabe. Kindness. They are in unison and are able to defeat Prelati. I have to warn Saint-Germain. Yes, you have to, but you're doing everything in your power to not be able to do that. Am I the only one who thinks that's what's going on? Very tragic, honestly. More so than Cagliostro's death, Prelati's death is very tragic. But also her own doing, right? Also her own doing. No one should have divine power. Basically, I share that sentiment. So, talk. Talk. Right? Yeah, I share the same sentiment. No one should have divine power, Adam wants to attain divine power, and I'm trying to stop him. We share the same goal. We want to stop Adam. Can you help me, please? Am I the only one who sees that possibility? That gets wasted because, I don't know, because Prelati just wants to fight? Extremely wasteful and tragic death. And I don't like it. And I don't like it. And now Saint-Germain learns of it. And now you will also die. Like, make no mistake, if Adam cannot sacrifice Cagliostro and Prelati, he's gonna sacrifice you. But you're going to go with it, aren't you? Saint-Germain is just gonna continue, isn't she? She's not going to see Adam's betrayal. Or she's going to see it, but she's going to go with it regardless. I'm gonna be honest. Again, maybe it's something I'm missing. If so, tell me in the comments. Have I missed something? But suddenly the choices the three of them make started making no sense. Not even from a logical standpoint, but from any sort of standpoint. Whether they are driven by logic, or they are driven by emotion, or they are driven by loyalty, or they are driven by fear, or whatever else they are driven by, their decisions make no sense. Cagliostro's decision to help Adam while knowing that Adam is going to betray them makes no sense. Prelati's decision to fight with Shirabe and Tsubasa instead of joining forces, or at least telling them, hey, let it slide, I need to stop Adam, it's going to be to your benefit, I don't want to work with you, but at least, trust me on that and let me go. Makes no sense. Saint-Germain going with Adam's wishes this far doesn't make much sense either. The only explanation I have is, again, that they are under some sort of a contract or a curse or whatever put on them by Adam that makes them unable to go against him. But that can't be the case because Prelati was able to attack Adam just like that. Yeah, huh. I really don't like Cagliostro's and Prelati's deaths. Because they were entirely avoidable, and they happened only and solely because both Cagliostro and Prelati went against their own conviction. Cagliostro wanted to go against Adam, but she followed Adam's orders. Prelati wanted to go against Adam and knew that her goal and the goal of the Symphogear users is the same, or at least aligned, yet she went against the Symphogear users. And now Saint-Germain knows that Adam wants to sacrifice one of them, and that he doesn't give a fuck about other alchemists, and that she's the only one viable sacrifice, and she's gonna come running to aid him like a loyal dog. I have no doubt that's going to happen. Honestly, I'm under no illusion that right now Saint-Germain is going to go against Adam. She's going to help Adam until the very end, and then she's gonna be like, oh no, Adam is so inhuman that he wants to sacrifice me. How could I have foreseen this? I thought Adam is a good guy. Wow, what a shocker. The three of them are punching themselves in the face and wondering why their nose hurts. I can find no better analogy. It's so incredibly self-destructive and so incredibly against what they know and what they want. Again, maybe I'm missing something, but I genuinely don't like it. I think that's like one of the very few things in Symphogear so far that I have to say outright I don't like. Thank you for everything. I still have no clue what the reason for their visit at the shrine was. Looking at some maps and scrolls, couldn't they have been, I don't know, scanned and sent to them, or photos or something? I don't know. I mean, the reason, like on a meta level, reason to be in the shrine was for Shirabe to have some character growth. I understand that. But on the base reason, I don't know. You're welcome at the Tsuki Shrine. Have a charm. Still don't get it. Also, crazy how everybody is wearing more or less normal clothes, and then there is Kirika with a chest piece. This says Tsuki Shrine. How do you read that as Tsuki? And it said Shira. Again, I don't know what the significance of that is. I don't know Japanese. I don't know my moon runes. Maybe you do. If so, explain me in the comments down below, please. But yeah, right now, that's it for episode 9 of Symphogear AXZ. I'm a little bit ambivalent on this episode, honestly. I'm a little bit ambivalent. One reason is that we had another alchemist die in a very short amount of time. Right? Episode after episode, one of the alchemists dies. And again, it was death without reason. Just a senseless, pointless, avoidable death. So that doesn't sit well with me. And also, Shirabe's character growth is very much reminiscent of Season 3, where most of the episodes where a character is having some flaw at the very beginning of that episode, that flaw is established at the very beginning of it. We never hear of that beforehand. It just appears, and then at the end of the episode they get rid of that flaw. And that flaw often is them just regressing in character growth, which was one of the biggest pain points of Season 3, honestly. And this kind of reminds me of that, because we learned that Shirabe is unable to go into unison with anybody besides Kirika at the very beginning of the episode. And then at the end, the issue is solved. I guess that explains Shirabe's weird look that she gave at the end of episode 8. Yeah, guess that was a bit of a foreshadowing that she's gonna have some issue. So it's already more than we got in the previous season. But yeah, it feels weird how, again, we introduce an issue and we solve it by the end of the episode. And in effect, the issue is no longer there. It's not like it's some long-standing problem that Shirabe had all the time, right? Because we learned of the mixed unison in just the previous episode. So we introduce a mechanic in the previous episode, we say that Shirabe has an issue with this mechanic in the next episode, and in that very same episode we solve that issue. Something's going fucky-wacky with the pacing a little, I feel. Very much reminiscent of the previous season. I wonder why. Season 4 and 5 are essentially, from what I recall, again, I haven't seen all of them, but from what I heard, they are more or less kind of sort of split core, where they knew, the creators of the show knew that they got 2 more seasons to go, so they were able to, spread the events apart a little bit more instead of having to create a self-contained episode, self-contained season. Which makes it weird that they would be adding such an odd tidbit. I don't know. Yeah, this episode I'm genuinely fairly ambivalent on. Not even ambivalent, I'm conflicted. Because on one hand, on the surface, the fight was cool. The fights are always cool. Prelati's conviction to go against Adam, that was cool. And that gave me hope. But that hope was very quickly dashed by nonsensical behavior. I don't think I can find like one thing in this episode that I would like without any bots. The beginning of it. The beginning was cool. Mostly Prelati deciding to go against Adam, and then her saying that, yeah, we share the same sentiment, and I was hopeful there, but then my hopes were dashed. So that's a but. Visit at the shrine, I guess it served as a bit of a light-hearted moment after a very tense previous episode where, oh, we're gonna eat some quiche and we're gonna sleep and we're gonna do some priest jokes. I want to like this episode, but I don't think I can. Hmm. Had its moments, for sure, but overall, the conclusion of it left me unsatisfied. Yeah, I think that's about it. I think that's about all I have to say. I don't want to like keep spinning in circles and repeating my spiel about how Prelati's and Cagliostro's death were wasteful. I still am high on copium and hopium that maybe they somehow are gonna be brought back to life. I don't know. Maybe. I'm hopeful, but not particularly much. I think I'm just gonna end it here. I think I'm just gonna end it here and wait for the next episode that maybe will make things better. I don't know. Who's to say? Who's to say? Right now, that's gonna be it. But maybe you guys here watching it, maybe you have something to add. If so, do so in the comments down below. What did you think of this episode, my reaction, my theories? No spoilers, please. If you want to talk spoilers, Discord is here. Also in the description, there's a link. Join it. There's a Symphogear channel where you can discuss spoilers to your heart's content. Tell me, maybe I missed something when it comes to Prelati and Cagliostro. I don't know. Episode 8 is still uploading, so I haven't had a chance to read any comments there, so I can't know things. But maybe give me some info under this episode. As long as it's not a spoiler, it's perfectly fine. If you like this video, if you liked it, dislike it. If you disliked it, tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to the channel to be notified of future releases of not only Symphogear AXZ, but also Gundam Witch from Mercury Madoka Magica, Tensei Shitaraken Deshita, and Management of a Novice Alchemist, and Arc Knight's Prelude to Dawn. Those are the series I'm watching currently, and I also stream sometimes, mostly gacha games. You might want to click the bell icon down below to be notified when I go live. Support the channel if you want monetarily. Patreon, Throne, links again in the description below. On Patreon for $10 you get early access to non-seasonals like Symphogear, like Madoka. For $1 you get a role on the Discord placed in the credits, and you also get early access to some of the seasonal shows. If I manage to make a video a day early or something, I often put it up on the $1 tier. On Throne, you can pitch in directly towards my purchase of better software, better gear, stuff like that. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, costs you absolutely nothing, share my content, spread the word. It helps the channel a lot. And I mean a lot, a lot. And now, with that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. But as always, you guys do all the good stuff. And I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers. And here's the list of patrons, and you can be one of them, and you don't need to attain divinity to achieve that.